aggressive offensive line doing a tremendous job to give Carter the time to get rid of a long pass. 1st and goal at the 7. And here is Hambrick cutting inside down to the 3-yard line. Maybe the 2. Troy Hambrick. Stopped by Abraham. So Hambrick has gone over 100 yards, and so is Joey Galloway, who has 5 catches for 100 yards. As the Dallas Cowboys looking to get a very huge score here as the clock runs under 6 minutes to go. That's Galloway's achievement.
All the big plays in Dallas's passing game today have come off of play action, and that's because of the success that they've had running Troy Hambrick and Avion Kaysen into that defensive front of the New York Jets.
2nd and goal at the 2. 3 tight ends, and here's Carter.
Throw it away.
He heard you from up here. He had no one to go to. Mo Lewis putting some heat on Carter, and it'll be 3rd and goal.
They just get so nervous in those points. The quarterbacks, they're so confident in their abilities. They get outside the pocket and they're just waiting for somebody to get open. All of a sudden they find themselves in a position where they can't get rid of it. They take a sack and they put the team in such an awkward position. And Quincy Carter is really becoming a student of the game. The more he studies film, the more he recognizes the situation. He's reacting to things instead of having to think about what to do.
Carter 4 for 5 for 75 yards, and they spread it out with the 3 wide receivers. 3rd and goal at the 2, and it's going to be the bootleg, and a great play made by Sam Coward as he tackles Quincy Carter for a loss back to the 9-yard line. And a loss of 6 yards, bringing up 4th down.
Sam Coward doesn't bite on the fake to Richie Anderson in the middle. He's there in time to get Quincy Carter. One more step, and I think Quincy might have been able to get around him. But his job on this play is to squeeze from the inside and maintain contain so nothing comes around him.
So 4th down, and Billy Cundiff will attempt a 21-yard field goal. Cundiff tying the NFL record with 7 field goals last game against the Giants. This will be 26 yards, and Billy Cundiff with the kick is good. So the 7 field goals to tie the record, and this one to give the Cowboys the 11-point lead again at 17-6.
First wave of the attack will be terror.
They found a body that's been infected.
The last line of defense will be him.
Just do it now!
24's most intense season yet premieres October 28th. Presented without commercial interruption by the next Ford F-150.
Looking in the Cowboys box, Jerry and his son Stephen Jones, who hired Bill Parcells, and so far that relationship has worked out pretty well, Bruce.
I think it came together at the right time in both their careers. I don't know if 5 years ago it would have been a relationship that would have the success that I think it's going to have because of the stations and the situations that they were both in at that time.
And the kick by Cundiff going into the end zone and returned by Michael Bates. And Bates trying to generate something for the Jets, and he does as he brings it out close to the 40-yard line where Tony Dixon drives him out of bounds. Well, next week, Fox's Sunday doubleheader begins with America's #1 pregame show. It is the best you'll find. Here you see Redskins, Eagles. Preceding that one will be the Cowboys and the Cardinals. Coverage begins at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. The biggest stories are in the NFC, and the NFC is on Fox. Wins by the Redskins and the Eagles today, and the Cowboys want to follow suit. The Giants with their bye week at 2-1. So it could be a big day for the NFC East. First down at the 39. Vinny Testaverde finds the open receiver, but the one-handed attempt by Corbett goes for naught. And it'll be 2nd down. And you know, it's 17-6. It's a 2-possession game as Chad Pennington listens to some soft music on the sideline, but the way the Jets are going, I mean, how can you expect them in that time to get 2 scores? They haven't even gotten a touchdown today.
They haven't scored many touchdowns all season. That has been one of their areas that they've really struggled in. They seem like a team that they got to start taking shots to the end zone from beyond the red zone, because when they get in there, for some reason, nothing is working offensively for them.
2nd and 6, and the pass thrown underneath to Curtis Martin, and Martin dives into Cowboy territory to the 47 and a first down. And let's check in with Chris Myers.
Dick, you and Darryl were talking about Jerry Jones moments ago. The Cowboys are so confident in Quincy Carter, not only his teammates, but all the way at the top of the organization. As much as, or as recently as a month ago, Jerry was talking with Drew Henson's father. He's the former Michigan quarterback, property of the Yankees, and about possibly acquiring him from the Houston Texans. And at this point, Jerry said, we're not interested anymore. We're confident in the play of all of our quarterbacks. Quincy Carter, not only the quarterback of the future, but as we're seeing today, he's the quarterback of the present.
He certainly is, Chris. And of course, as the Jets get another first down at the 34, Bill Parcells still needs some convincing. He wants to see what Quincy Carter does in a big moment of adversity in a game and how he comes back from that. First down at the 34, and Vinny Testaverde finds Gerald Soule as fullback, and Soule is tackled down hard by Roy Williams, who's made some big hits today, but not before the Jets chalk up 17 yards, and they have a first down. 3.5 minutes to go. The Jets have 2 timeouts remaining and need 2 scores to get back in this. From the 17, Gerald Soule will go out of bounds to stop the clock after a pickup of 2.
I tell you, you rush 3 guys, you drop 8 people in protection. Vinny Testaverde is doing a good job of taking what the defense is giving him. He's dumping the ball off short. These guys are turning and getting upfield. Gerald Soule gets out of bounds right there.
And Vinny Testaverde has passed another great passer. It was Johnny Unitas last week. This is for career completions. He passed Unitas for the yardage area, and Dan Fouts for the completion total. 2nd and 8. And again going underneath to Wayne Quebec, who is hit hard at the 11-yard line by Roy Williams. Roy Williams forcing one of the Jet fumbles earlier and making crunching hits all afternoon.
I tell you, when Roy Williams hits somebody, they always go to the ground. I mean, he runs through people, takes them to the ground. It's never a stalemate or where he goes backwards. The other guy is always going the other direction.
3rd down and 5, and a whistle. And false start penalty will be marked off against the Jets. Today's game is being produced by Bob Stenner and directed by Sandy Grossman.
69 offense.
And an outstanding job by our technical and productive crew. The associate director, Charles McDonald. The broadcast associates, Wayne Wilson and Michael Peoples. The technical producer is Bob Muller. The pregame show was produced by Scott Ackerson and directed by Bob Levy. The studio technical supervisor is Jack Simmons. The senior producer is Bill Brown. And the executive producers of Fox Sports are Ed Gorin and David Hill. And thanks to our spotter, Chris Visser, Rick Odioso on stats, and Mike Eldridge and Charlie Dameyer also working with the numbers. 3rd down and 10. And Testaverde dumps it off to Curtis Martin, who gets to the 10-yard line, short of the first down by a couple. And they have 4th down coming up, needing 2 scores. That win making the tackle, saving the first down.
Got to take the field goal.
And the timeout, so we're going to discuss it, or at least Herm Edwards will.
There's no decision. You got to send the field goal team out and give yourself a chance to either kick it deep and force a defensive stop. But I don't know if you want to do that the way Dallas has played the second half offensively, or onside kick it and go down and give yourself the chance to tie the game with the second possession in the 2-point play.
Well, if you do not get the touchdown, if you go for a touchdown, the game is over.
Exactly. You've just you're never going to get 2 more opportunities. There's no thinking involved in this one. The field goal team should be on their way. This will send a bad message. This will send the message that you don't have the confidence in us to get back down the field again. So we have to score the touchdown here so we don't have to go as far on our next possession, and we can kick the field goal then. I don't agree with this.
So it's going to be 4th down and 2 yards, and they're going for the 6.
Hopefully they're going to try and draw them off sides, because if they snap this ball, I don't agree with it.
And they're going to run the play, and the pass is caught by Quebec, and they don't get the first down. And the Cowboys take over on downs. Pete Hunter, the nickelback, makes the big play, and a lot of the fans say, I've seen enough, who are wearing the green of the New York Jets. I agree with you 100%, Darryl. You got to get the sure points. You stay in the game. If you don't get the touchdown, you're out of the game. And of all things, it was a pattern out to the right. It wasn't even upfield.
The field goal team should have been running on when they stopped them short on 3rd down. There's no reason for this play call. Pete Hunter comes up, makes a short tackle. Wayne Quebec's got his back turned. It's a little flat pass with his back turned to the defender. He doesn't even know what's coming, what's there.
And an unfortunate play call right here, and the decision is to get the 3, and you're still alive in the game. Who knows what happens once you kick off?
If you're going to run that play, Wayne Corbett has got to get the distance for the first down, so if he catches it and gets hit immediately like he did there, they've got a first down.
From the 9-yard line, there's Hambrick churning up some more yards. Want to remind you, coming up on the SBC postgame report, time permitting, JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy will have scores from around the league, and the Fox Sports ticker has up to the second scores and stats. Timeout called by the Jets. That is their 3rd and final timeout. Time's running out for them.
Recently, Castrol Syntec was tested against every leading brand of conventional 5W30 motor oil. It was a punishing comparison, under extreme heat and stress, beyond anything a car would ever face.
Bob, what are the readings on the other car?
In the end, under these grueling conditions, Castrol Syntec simply performed better. Castrol Syntec. Everything else is just motor oil.
And the Jets using their 3rd timeout. 2:21 remaining in the 4th quarter. And there's Troy Hambrick bullying his way up to the 20. Has a first down. And that should do it for the Jets, although they will have a clock stoppage. And you see the little fist pump by Bill Parcells, not making a big show of it, but he's got to feel very good about his team. Terrific defense, and more than anything, held up through 4 quarters. 2-minute warning here at the Meadowlands with the Cowboys on their way to a win, 17-6.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by SBC. Ordinary people, extraordinary jobs.
Mr. Watson, come here. I want to see you.
2 years after the telephone was invented, a telephone company was born. 125 years of sweat, of building networks, of getting the job done. After 125 years, we are just getting started. Looking back, moving forward. SBC.
So I got tickets to the game tomorrow night. I wasn't sure if you wanted to go.
Well, it doesn't sound like you want me to go.
What? Of course I want you to go. I just thought maybe, you know, with the crowd and all that.
You'd probably have a better time with Gary.
Gary? No.
Why don't you ask Gary? And we'll hook up on Saturday.
Okay, if you're sure.
I'm sure.
Okay, bye-bye. You're in.
Yes! I'm out! Let's go dancing.
The Ford Expedition. Yeah, it's got amazing maneuverability on and off-road. But with exclusive power-fold third-row seating, you should see how it handles your life. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
Things Quincy Carter has done today, and this is a team that emphasized the run in the second half with the lead. The bullet downfield, 43 yards to Joey Galloway, was the one that really broke the backs of the New York Jets. And you know, I kind of wonder here as if this isn't the worst loss of the year for the Jets. They have lost some tough game in Moose, so you have some fans here because your number 48 is still worn proudly by many of the fans. But here's a team that did not execute well at all, and then a coaching decision at the end is going to be questioned. And right now, James Brown has an update. Let's go to JB.
Hey, Dick, does this not look like a repeat? Replays for Dante Hall of Kansas City. Take a look at this as he returns this one 97 yards. He's got 6 returns for touchdowns in 9 games. Kansas City 4-0 for the first time since '96. Back to Dick Stock.
All right, thank you very much, JB. And the Detroit Lions and the Denver Broncos still have about 7 minutes to go in their game, in a 1-point game, and time permitting, we're going to send you there for bonus coverage of a big day of football. And the New York Jets going into the bye week will be 0-4. And that is an incredible hurdle. And the way that they lost today is going to weigh heavily on this club.
Well, very similar to what happened last week against New England. There were some plays to be made. They were just inconsistent at times. They're still struggling in the red zone. Defensively, the Dallas Cowboys over 200 yards rushing, so that's an area that they've had problems with all season. They've got a lot of areas to fix, so this could be a very long season before Chad Pennington even gets back to try and help this organization out.
Herm Edwards coming out to shake hands with Bill Parcells. Another successful homecoming for the Tuna, who is 2-0 in 3 weeks at the Meadowlands, beat the Giants, and now comes back 13 days later and is the victor. Yep, never too soon for the Gatorade as the Dallas Cowboys beat the New York Jets 17-6. The Cowboys now 2-1 on the year, and the Jets fall to 0-4, and the Cowboys may be on their way. So this is Dick Stockton for Darrell Johnston and Chris Myers. So long from the Meadowlands. Right now, bonus coverage of the Lions and the Broncos. So right now,
presentation of the National Football League.